I guess it's time for me.
It is time for you.
Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome me or welcome them? Or?
You.
Okay, welcome. Whatever. A little different today. We're gonna start off making something that we had in the class. It's key lime. Actually, it's key lime pie ice cream. Pretty popular down in this part of the world. Who's here from Florida? Oh, most of the people, and up in the balcony, those people are here? Okay. We like to let them think it's a big crowd here.
They wouldn't allow it under COVID.
So what we're going to make is key lime pie ice cream. And as opposed to the ices that Steve and Christy made, this is going to require what we call, and have always called, ice cream mix, which is a blend of milk, skim milk, milk solids, heavy cream, all that good stuff. And as Steve always says, this is so fresh it came out of the cow yesterday, which is, of course, an unabashed lie. But
it came out this morning.
Right. It is delivered to your stores in these boxes, and this is pretty universal all over the country. 2 bladders, these are bladders, to a box. Each bladder is 10 quarts. And frozen, they'll last, nothing lasts forever, but I've had them frozen 6 months, no problem. They get hard as a rock, and thawing them out and defrosting them is a good 2 days from the freezer into the cooler, refrigerator. But that's how I do it. I get a delivery, and I'll get maybe 10 boxes a week, and I'll take 2 of them, or I always keep some frozen because you never know. 1 week a truck will break down, you won't get a delivery, they'll be short, they'll send you the wrong stuff. So I always keep a freezer. I have 1 freezer dedicated to bladders, and they do last forever. I don't worry about rotating them when I take a frozen one out because, as Steve will attest, they get hard as a rock. So today in this formula, and if you want, we can, what the hell, it's almost Christmas. Mike, if you want to zero in, we'll give the whole world this formula. Are we good? Mike?
Give me a second.
Okay. So there were these 3 ballerinas who went on.
You can't tell that one.
What's your question?
Where do you get the bladders from?
Bladders come from dairies.
Okay.
And pretty much in this country, I've taught people from every state in the country, nobody's had a problem getting them. Sometimes there's a distance involved. So you would have to maybe allocate a freezer and get more at a one shot. But in Florida, there are 2 dairies that produce it, one in South Florida and one on the west coast of Florida.
Okay, so not all dairies carry it, just...
No, not all dairies carry it, but they should, and many do because it's a high profit item for them. And it's universal. Are we done, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's, what was I saying?
Universal product.
Yeah.
High profit item.
Whatever.
Jeff, we have a list, not every dairy in the country, but we keep a list here at Emery Thompson, and we send it out to people.
Excellent.
And oftentimes it may be that if you're in Sioux Falls, you might have to truck it in from St. Louis.
Correct.
So the shipping might be a little bit higher, but you just adjust your price to that. But it's, like you said, it's available everywhere.
Well, what he just said, I have a disagree. I wouldn't adjust my price because I don't want to price myself out of the range I'm comfortable with. And when I teach my class, I always teach them that the price for your product, yes, let's say you're in Nome, Alaska, and you can't find a dairy, and it costs you so much money. Would that necessitate raising your price per customer from $6 to $9? Not fair. Either get into a different business or make other arrangements or get a huge truckload and freeze them. but nobody's going to pay $9 for ice cream. And if they do, they're not going to like it. That's very important. When you make your prices, it has to be fair for you, but fair for them, for the customer. Very important. Okay, let's not proselytize, is that the word?
That's pretty good.
Okay. This formula on this card, it has two different recipes. It has one for a 24-quart machine and one for a 6-quart machine. We're using neither today. We're going to use a 12-quart machine. So, Guadalupe, what do?
Just adjust the recipe. Adjust the recipe.
Adapt the recipe. Perfect. So we'll take the 24-quart recipe and halve it, because we're in a, or we can take the 6-quart machine and, ooh, bright crowd. Ooh, I want to tell you, these guys are sharp, you know? All right, so we'll add 5 quarts of mix. Interestingly enough, when you do graduate to a 24-quart machine, which you will, whatever you start with, you'll end up with a 24. And interestingly enough, I made all my formulas so that the 24 takes 1 bladder. So no measuring, no muss, no fuss. Put a bladder in, you're making ice cream. Matter of fact, if you took a 24-quart machine, took 1 bladder, poured it in the machine, turned it on, and sat down and read a book, in 9 minutes you've got vanilla ice cream. It's as simple as that. Nobody does that because everybody wants exotics. Even yesterday when we made vanilla, we scraped vanilla beans into it. We added a little Tyranny vanilla. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to take your regular vanilla ice cream and you're going to doctor it a little, make silly things out of it. Hopefully silly things that sell. So we'll take, how many quarts? What a crowd. What a crowd. We'll take 5 quarts, which is half. What a crowd.
The alcohol from the last product hasn't kicked in yet.
That's right. That's right.
We're working on it.
Okay, we've got 5. These are resealable. So if you're on a 6-quart machine, you can use 1 bladder for 4 batches of ice cream, or 3 batches of ice cream, or 2 batches of ice cream.
Looks like you got a 5-quart line right on that container.
No, I have a line between 4 and 6, though.
Gotcha.
So that'll help. Let's see. Here's 4 quarts, here's 6 quarts. We're about in the middle. The reason that we're in this business is fourfold, and I'll give you this now. The first reason we're getting into this frozen dessert business, or this ice cream business, or ices business, is profit. The profit is ridiculous. It's stupid profit. The second reason is the one that I like to demonstrate here, and that's art. There's an art to this. You can, in my class, I give 100 recipes out, and when you take it home to Orlando, and you take it home to California, those recipes will be adapted. You'll change them a little.
Did you mean this class?
Yeah, but not February.
Not February.
The last class of the year
Ice cream boot camp.
is October, and that's the last one of the year.
Unlike my class here, Jeff has you hands-on. He'll have you washing the dishes, the sink, waxing his car, and making ice cream. So
No, I
just
make sure
throw
that-
that shameless plug in for you.
Thank you. I make sure that every single person who comes to the class, and there are several here, when they leave, and I guarantee it, and they'll tell you at the break, they will be able to make the world's best ice cream. No question. No question. Mark, can you make the world's best ice cream now?
Hands-on training.
Yeah, it's hands-on. The machine, everybody works with the bladders, with the formulas, recipe. But that's plug in that. I don't want to get into that. Okay. So, by the way, did you notice the difference in these tubs? It's pretty apparent. I guess I could just shoot this out, right?
Sure.
Okay. This is clear. This is frosted. This is more expensive. This is better. There's 2 types of plastic in the world, polystyrene and polypropylene. And one of them cracks. and this one cracks. Shouldn't tell you what. So get the frosted ones if you can. As I said, there's a big shortage going on in the world now of cups, supplies, and these things. So when I went to Restaurant Depot, today's Tuesday morning, yesterday morning, they were out of these, and they only had 24 of these. So I bought them all, of course, but the clear ones aren't as good. They'll crack sooner than the... do you know the difference? You look like you might know between polypropylene and polystyrene.
I mean, I don't know the chemical structure difference, but I know that polypropylene is a more durable product.
So this is probably polypropylene. This is probably polystyrene. God, thanks. 15 years and I never knew that. Okay, so the ingredients for this ice cream are the mix. I call this mix. Sugar, we've got 18 ounces of sugar. Pie filling, key lime pie filling. Key lime pie filling.
You just coming in? Yeah, good. Hi, have some.
And these are generally, when you see a can this size, it's 22 ounces. Oh, key lime pie filling. Steve, this is a very quiet group.
They're intently listening to your every word.
No, they're not. Their eyes are half closed. They're glazed over. All
That
right,
was the
and then we
alcohol.
need some lime juice. We need half of 24 ounces, which is
12.
good, perfect. See, they're awake. 12 ounces. 12 ounces. Let's just add. That's probably good. Now, the adaptability of all recipes, what he gives, what Steve gives you, Christy and me, you'll change them. You'll tweak them. After we put everything in the machine and we start it up, I'll taste it. If it's not what I want, I have 2-3 minutes to adapt it. And that may mean more sugar. And let's say it's too sweet. What do you think we should do? Add more mix. Perfect. Perfect. So there are ways to tweak it as you're going. The important thing is to write it down, what you're doing. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients. So let's get rolling, okay? We'll add the mix to the machine. This is a challenge because I mistakenly poured it in a wide bucket, but we'll give it a shot. God, this guy is good, huh?
Yeah, very good. Not a drop.
As I teach in the class, the most important thing when you're making ice cream, very important, the most important thing, focus.
That's what we made before.
Don't be talking to your friends. Don't have a cell phone here while you're doing it because you'll forget something, you'll spill something, it'll be very bad. Now we'll fire it up so that we can mix up the other ingredients as we go along. I love it. All right, make sure we got all the goodies in there. We'll add some sugar. We'll add some, now with lemon or lime juice, I've learned through cooking and baking that you add it slowly because it'll tend, if you just dump it all in, I mean the machine will take care of mixing it, but it might coagulate part of the mix in there, dairy and tart or acid, that's basically acid. So we'll add the other stuff and then we'll drizzle that in. It's all crazy.
You need a smaller spoon?
Yeah, yes I do.
I'll be right back.
There's one right here, a black one, right there on the center shelf. Center shelf left.
shelf left.
There we go. Thank you. Hold it.
And they said I was a good for nothing.
Who said that?
I don't know. My mother.
Never, not a chance. All right, we'll add the rest of this. Don't feel free to ask questions with my back turned to it. It's okay.
So you're pretty much always using cane sugar when you're adding sugar. Do you ever use different kinds of sugar?
I use brown sugar.
Okay.
Who said that?
I
Yeah,
did.
Jamie, right?
Correct.
I use brown sugar if the recipe calls for it, and usually that's in stuff like pumpkin, maple walnut. When you're making those, probably fall flavors or whatever. I don't know why, but brown sugar is very good, very effective in what we're doing. Gives you a, well, brown sugar is maple syrup plus sugar, right? Is that right? Molasses, right. Slow as molasses.
Yeah.
I guess because when you, it's,
Start using that one more often instead of drizzle.
all right, so now we have most of the ingredients in, and we're going to add the lemon juice. I'm sorry, it's not lemon juice. I use Key West lime juice, just because. And now we'll add this. At home, I make my own mayonnaise, and I have to add lemon juice to the egg yolks. You have to do it so slowly over the food processor, otherwise you're going to get, lumps, coagulation. All right, so now we have all our 4 ingredients, mixed sugar, pie filling, and lime juice in there, and now Steve would have turned it on already, but I just want to taste it. I want to make sure that it's what I want. Woo! Okay, that's great. So we'll turn it on, and now we've wasted 3 minutes, right? Because I could have turned it on 3 minutes ago, but that's okay. I got nothing but time. In your store, you might want to consider selling pies, ice cream pies. Ice cream cakes don't interest me because they take so long to make and you have to charge so much. People are charging $30 to $50 for ice cream cakes. I just don't want to do that. But pies, in the supermarket, Walmart, supermarket, you can buy pie shells. They have them in graham cracker, this is chocolate, and they have them in Oreo, and they used to be 99 cents. Now they're $1.99. Okay, so be it. But the great thing is, you take this comes out, and you take this out, and we're going to fill it with key lime. We're going to sell key lime pies in our ice cream store. And in my other store, we had a freezer with 60 or 80 pies in there, all different flavors. And we sold them for $10. And for $10, some people even would buy them, sit down with a few people and eat it right there. But it's a cool thing, and if you want to go to somebody's house or whatever, and you want to bring them something, a nice fresh ice cream pie is great. And it's so simple. You'll see, we're going to make one. Yes, sir.
Quick man story about pies.
Okay.
This is for the women. You
Okay.
and I know this because we're men and we were born knowing this. But the beauty of a pie, here's, let's say that's a pint container. It's a little small, but if it was a pint container, pints are great sales, and we'll talk about them later today. But they only last about a day and a half. And so if you wait till your wife goes to bed at 11 o'clock at night and then you sneak in and start hitting the pint, it's going to show. But the pie, you serve it for dinner and you're making, slices and all that. But we men come in at 11 o'clock at night, 2 in the morning, and you can take off a quarter of an inch, a half inch of that pie, and nobody's ever going to know. And then tomorrow night you can do the same thing. Isn't that true? We do it. And then the next night you can take another half inch and nobody ever notices. So we're getting the great mileage out of this pie. We're really getting our money's worth out of it. And then when it gets down to the last piece and your wife says, well, where'd all the pie go? Oh, I don't know, honey. You've been eating it for dessert every night. So it's more than just value here. There is intrinsic value of it lasting so long.
Oh, hell, it's good profit. That's all.
What did you say
Easy
you
to
charge
make,
for
good
it?
profit. $10.
10.
I know.
Wow, I've been
Cheap,
telling
right?
people 20.
I know. $10. See, but remember, fair.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody spending $18, $15 on a pie. It's not fair. You're going to get 6 slices out of it. You're going to bring it to somebody. You're going to have it at dinner for the kids or whatever. $10 is fine. I'm making money. You're happy. It's a win-win.
It really is a great product because it's the perceived notion that you are really getting your value for it because it lasts so long.
Any questions? Yes, sir. Boy, you should have sat way up front with all these questions.
Should we open the refrigeration?
Why? Why do I do that?
No. We should open it directly when we put ingredients or no?
What?
Should we open the refrigeration directly when we mix, or we can mix 2 minutes then we open the cooler?
You mean this top part here? Oh, this? Well, I'm sorry, that's the refrigeration. This is just mixing it when you put it on here. You can have that on for a week, nothing's going to happen. This will make the cylinder freeze up with ice cream, and that's when you'll have ice cream. We're in the middle of the journey now before we put this on and when the ice cream's ready. Now that's a good point you bring up. When is the ice cream ready? It's ready different when he makes it and I make it. It's ready when you make it, but not ready when you make it. When you pull it, when you shut this off and pull the ice cream, depends on you. You have a window, probably a minute and a half,
Minute and
maybe.
a half most.
Yeah, between when it would be okay, soft, and okay, firm. I always do it okay, soft. Steve does it okay, medium to firm. It's just your call. Won't affect anything. It probably does. No? Probably scientifically it does.
No.
Steve, while we're talking about hardness and temperatures, could we go over at what temperature to store different products and at what temperature to serve different products? I see you've got it here with Italian ice to scoop at 16 degrees and store at 0 to 10. What would it be for cream ice cream,
Oh,
and
we're using
gelato?
these? Okay.
Sure, we can do that. Let me know when you're ready to pull that, Jeff, and I'll help you. Ice cream first. We scoop ice cream at 6 degrees Fahrenheit. Everything's Fahrenheit. You'd have to do the conversion if you're Celsius. Everything 6 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's pretend I've got it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a chest freezer behind me. Let's say this is my serving cabinet where I'm serving the ice cream. This is wrapped. This is important to know about that 6 degrees. This is wrapped in aluminum tubing all the way around as a source of cold. So as I stand here, This overall box is 6 degrees. But it's not all even 6 degrees. Over here, the container is getting refrigeration on this side and this side. So this 6 degrees isn't 6, it's more like 4. So what that means to you in overall temperature, what's the temperature you serve ice cream, my question would be, what flavor are you running? Because the higher the sugar content, the softer the product will be. You've gone into some stores and you see the server scooping one product nicely and then you add a double scoop, and this one over here, they're struggling with it. They shouldn't be struggling with it. If you know that the more sugar, the softer it is, and this is a colder corner than where I am here, that will tell you, put your flavors that tend to run hard, vanilla, coffee, chocolate, products that don't have a lot of extra sugar in them. Put them in the center of the cabinet here, and put your fruity flavors, strawberry, salted caramel, put them in the corners. Now everything will scoop the same. But in general here, 6 degrees. Out of the machine, roughly 20 to 23 degrees Fahrenheit, but we're not measuring it, we're eyeballing it. It's so much easier. So we're going to take that and we're going to take it down how cold? As cold as we can go. The colder the better, because that's going to be our inventory. Everything will take at least 8 or 10 hours to freeze down solid, but a specialty freezer, a flash freezer, will do it colder and quicker. A walk-in freezer is ideal because, not because, well, it's great because you don't have to go quite as cold. A vertical freezer, we want 30 below. A walk-in freezer, we can do 15 below because we're opening the door, going in, and closing the door behind us, and we're putting the ice creams up on the racks. When you call me back in a few years and say, oh, business has quadrupled, I need another batch freezer, my answer is going to be, no you don't. You need more freezer space. Yeah, just like the movie Fantasia, where Mickey Mouse is sweeping the water and he can't get rid of it fast enough. Once you fill up your freezers, you can't make any more ice cream or ices because you have no place to put it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so in the future, when you say I need a bigger batch freezer, I'm going to say, no, you need more freezer space. You need more place to put your inventory. Italian ices, we scoop at 16 degrees and store it. It can be 0 because it's not that hard to freeze.
Gelato and cream ice?
Cream ice is the same as Italian ice, and gelato is going to be the same as ice cream. The Italians never used to freeze their ice cream until I wrote an article years ago and said, you guys are throwing out a ton of inventory every single day because you don't freeze your ice cream. Now all the Italian manufacturers recommend, oh yeah, put your ice cream in a freezer cabinet, a hardening cabinet, so that you build up an inventory. I mean, it would be like me buying one sheet of steel today to make a batch freezer and then waiting till tomorrow to buy another sheet. I want an inventory. I get 2 truckloads a week, and that way I have an inventory. You want an inventory of your frozen desserts.
All right, we're ready to make pies. Now, when you're doing pies, you're making ice cream, and then just wrap off a couple of pies, put them in the freezer, and label them and sell them. Label them, I put a piece of masking tape on the top, and I write key lime on it. But this is making a pie now. We just take this,
Isn't that easy?
and there's a pie. I was a little messy, but... And put the top on it. Put a piece of tape on it, key lime pie, with today's date, and put it in the freezer, and you're good to go.
Who knew you'd be in the pie business? It's that easy.
Well, $10 a shot, and I mean, it's easy to sell, I don't know, 5 or 6 pies a day, because once they have your ice cream and they like it, on the way out, you tell them, how about taking a pie home? And it's $10. It's kind of an easy sell. Feel how heavy that one is?
Yeah.
Very dense, very thick.
If you're ever wondering what to sell your product for, do it like real estate. You go to sell your house and you've got some crazy, I was going to say crazy ass, some crazy idea of what your house is worth, and the real estate agent's going to say, well, we're going to check the comps. We're going to find out what your neighbors sold for. And yes, you have a wonderful house, so maybe we'll go up 10,000 from what the comparables are in your neighborhood. But it gives you an idea. I had a guy, he was selling ice at small parks for 75 cents, and then all of a sudden he does the Florida State Fair, and he was a genius. He said, Pepsi's, want to take over?
Yes.
Pepsi's are selling for $3.50, and he figures Pepsi is a mega corporation. They've got people on the staff who can figure out how much you can get at the Florida State Fair, how much you can get at a kiosk in Westchester County. They do all this figuring. All I have to do is go find out how much a Pepsi is and charge maybe 20% more because my product is better than a Pepsi. So if you want to know the actual price of these pies, go to the supermarket and see what Publix here in Florida is charging for a key lime pie. It'll set your price for you, and I'll bet you it's going to be higher. It'll certainly be higher if you compare it to comparable to you, which would be a pastry shop. But that will give you a good idea. So if you have no clue of what to charge, just go look around. Don't go to your neighbors, but go to comparable products, and you'll get your answer. Because somebody has spent a lot of time thinking about that. And we don't want to spend time thinking about it. We want to make money. How is it?
tell me.
Definitely a key lime pie.
Tastes like key lime?
Very tart.
Oh, good. I love key lime.
I need 3 more, if I remember right.
Oh, put that right in the freezer. We're not going to serve it. It's too good.
And this lends itself to a pie because it's key lime pie ice cream.